Happy Dinger Tuesday. We are coming off another winning day on a 13-2 run. Let's stay hot. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I'm your host, Steven. Happy Dinger Tuesday to everyone out there. We're going to go over that contest in just a bit, but another winning day and a freaking sweet 13-2 run. Let's see if we can keep that rolling. More on the bets recap in a little bit. And before we get into that Dinger Tuesday contest, we have 3 new Jabo MVPs. Let's pull them up. And there they are at Benjamin Kukwa, at Tevin Carter 6097, and at Elijah Harvey. Thank you guys so much for joining the MVP crew. If you want to be a part of it, it's only $2.99 a month. It's literally the only thing you can do to just support the channel. Everything else I do is free. I really appreciate the support. I try to have prioritized replies to the members. They get badges, emojis, and things like that. So thank you to you 3 for becoming a Jabo MVP. Again, if you want to join, that join button is right below this video. So it's time for that Dinger Tuesday contest. If you've been watching, you know what that means. $20 to the winner. Leave your home run bet down below in the comments. But in order to win, you have to have the sports book you found your home run bet and the odds that you got also. If you do not include those 2 things, you are not eligible. So obviously we got tiebreakers. Higher odds win. If we have a tie in the same odds, then it's the longest home run hit. And then if we have a tie with the same player, as we've seen many times before, we have a showdown on the next day. So Wednesday showdown. But anyways, that's what we got. Before we get into the baseball, I got to just say one more thing because I'm excited. We got 2 more sleeps until NFL football. Oh, baby, is that sweet. But anyways, 13 game slate today in the MLB. Let's get it rolling. And we got a baseball fun fact to get that started. It's an interesting one. Prince Fielder. You know Prince. Cecil Fielder's son. He's a big boy. He had more inside the park home runs than Ricky Henderson, the stolen base leader. That's crazy. Prince Fielder had 2 somehow. The outfielder must have fallen down, broken his leg, and ate some popcorn before he got the ball. And Ricky Henderson only had 1. That's just wild. But anyways, in this video, we're going to recap yesterday, another winning day, go over the good and bad hitter matchups, and then go over the good pitcher strikeout matchups, the full pitcher report, and then we will always end it with the best bets, those hitter parlay ideas, and the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. If you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any time at all, leave a comment below. Really helps this channel grow, really helps the algorithm as we are on our way to 28,000 subscribers. Cannot thank you guys enough. So let's get it rolling. And that means it's recap time. All right, there it is. At 2-in-1 day, we cash another team total, and it's another Dodgers team total. Over 4.5 for a half unit. I think they scored like 11, but they got the job done. It took a little while. 7th, 8th inning, they got jiggy with it. That's right. Will Smith got the game or the bet cashing hit for us after he let us down the last time. But Garrett Cole under 2.5 earned runs allowed. How about just 1 run? That's it. He was a stud like usual. K'd a lot of batters and held that struggling Rangers offense down. But the only loss was actually the added play. I should have just stuck with the 2 video plays. But Logan Gilbert under 7.5 Ks just jammed it down. I mean, we're talking 9 Ks just shoved against Oakland. But he did give up 4 earned runs. So he did have some struggles. But he just got 9 Ks. There's nothing else I can do. Chris Flexen, no way did he get a win, obviously. So just Gilbert cost us a sweep. But it is what it is. We'll take the 2-in-1 day as we continue to build out of that hole. And now we're up 4.10 units on the year with all the breakdown. So that's what we got for the recap, and now it's time to talk some hitters. All right, today's the day if you like good hitter matchups because we have 21 of them for you. This is page 1. I'm not going to read all these off, but it goes from most at-bats to least. We got Castellanos up there, 10 for 28. We got some really good good matchups. Jose Ramirez for the Guardians, 12 for 25 with 5 bombs off of Brady Singer. His teammate, Stephen Kwan, 9 for 20. Right across from Stephen Kwan on the other side, their teammate, Bo Naylor, 4 for 9. So they got some hitters. And then 2 up from that, you got Will Brennan, 6 for 12. That team has hit Brady Singer very well. And then back over there on the left side, I mean, Connor Cotton Eye Joe, 7 for 15. Schwarber, 4 for 13. So on and so on. So that's page 1. Take a screenshot. Hopefully it helps you get some winners today. And let's go to the tiny page 2. We only got 3. Rafael Devers, 4 for 7 versus Peterson. J.J. Bleday hitting the ball well, 3 for 7. And Matt Chapman, 3 for 7 versus Ryan Nelson. So that's what we got for all the good hitter matchups. And now let's check out the bad hitter matchups. And we got 6 of those for you. We actually have a Guardian on here. Bo Naylor's brother, Josh Naylor, 3 for 23 with 3 Ks. I guess it doesn't run in the blood to hit Brady Singer. But Alec Boehm, who is day-to-day right now, but 2 for 15. Ozuna, this goes against everything I believe in. He's at home against the lefty, but he's 2 for 13 with 2 Ks. That doesn't really scare me off. I'm going to be honest with you. Ozuna at home against the lefty. You know how that works. Labor Torres, 2 for 11, 4 Ks versus Heaney. And there's all the rest of the guys. So that's what we got for all the hitter matchups. And now let's talk some arms. We got 3 good pitcher strikeout matchups for you today, and it starts out with David Fiesta at the Tampa Bay Rays. Rays 9th highest K percentage versus righties the last 3 weeks at 24.7%. Festa has looked pretty good, 51 Ks and 42.1 innings. He has similar home road K splits. He does have a 32.3% K rate in August. He's had some nasty stuff. He's a fun pitcher to watch, and he's had 6+ Ks now in 6 of his last 8 starts, so been pretty consistent. The lefty, Chris Sale, the Cy Young favorite in the NL. What a resurgence year by Chris Sale. It's been unbelievable. But facing the Rockies, who last 3 weeks have improved. 13th highest K percentage versus lefties last 3 weeks at 25.3. I'm not buying it. Sale, 197 Ks and 153.2 innings this year. But Rockies K rate on the road versus lefties since August 1st. I like to go back a little bit longer because you only have so many games versus lefties home and away and all that. But it's 27.6%. But on the year, they are number 1 on the road versus lefties, at the highest K rate at 29.4. That's why I'm not really buying this improvement just last 3 weeks. Some of that's just who they face. But Sales K rate at home is lower, but still right almost 30%. And this will only be Chris Sale's 3rd home start since July 3rd. That's right. 7 of the last 9 have been on the road. That's absolutely insane for a guy who has been as dominant as he has been. He has not faced the Rockies yet this year. So those are the first 2. Take a screenshot. And let's go check out the 3rd and final pitcher strikeout matchup. And we got the lefty Justin Steele for the Cubbies going up against Pittsburgh Pirates. We've talked about this before. They have the number 1 highest K rate versus lefties in the last 3 weeks at 35.5%. It is ugly. Steele, 131 Ks and 128 innings this year. Steele has similar home road K splits, and I believe we actually cashed this one, Justin Steele versus the Pirates before. August was his highest K rate month of the year. He is really dealing right now, 30.6% K rate. He had 6 Ks versus the Pirates in his last start on August 27th. That's the start I was telling you about. And he has 5+ Ks in 15 of his last 18 and 6+ Ks in 10 of his last 15. So that's what we got for all the pitcher strikeout matchups. And now let's take a look at the pitcher report. All right, these are the first 7 matchups of the day, and we got Nastrini, Linguini, Fettuccini going up against the rookie Povich for the Baltimore Orioles. Both guys not missing many bats at all. Povich has just not looked very good, to be honest with you. It is nice to see a lower expected ERA, but still 6.5 ERA, giving up a ton of hits. And then Patrick Corbin. I'm not even going to say happy Patrick Corbin Day because he just absolutely shoved the Yankees last start. So going up against Max Meyer and the Miami Marlins. And then Festa, we just talked about going up against the lefty Jeffrey Springs. Phillips has been brought back up to the majors to have a spot start, going up against the struggling Chris Bassett. And then there's all the rest of the starters. I mean, we talked about Singer already, going up against Tanner Bybee, who has been better on the road. And then obviously huge advantage on the Atlanta Braves game. And David Peterson, I keep waiting for him to struggle. As you can see, he is due for a lot of negative regression, but he has done well. 2.83 ERA going up against Cutter Crawford, who is slowed down since his hot start to the season. But those are the first 7 matchups. All the averages are on the bottom. Hopefully it helps you get some winners or just starts your day. And now let's take a look at page 2. All right, we start out with Paul Skeens Day. As you guys know, he is on a pitch count limit, like we talked about in that midseason preview video. That's why I hated him for Rookie of the Year. They're going to start limiting him. We don't know exactly what, but just be careful. And then going up against Justin Steele, who we already talked about a little bit, facing Pittsburgh. By the way, this is going to be the 4th start for Paul Skeens this year against the Cubs. That's insane because he hasn't been pitching all season long. But other than that, Steven Matz not going to go deep into the game. He's coming back versus Aaron Savali. That's a bunch of not good pitching. I'll just say that. And then Carlos Rodon, who struggled on the road, going up against Andrew Heaney, who's looked a little better lately for the Rangers. And then speaking of not pitching, my goodness, Walker Buehler versus Reed Demers. We have some bad pitching matchups today. We could see quite a few runs. And then Luis Castillo for the Mariners against Jin, against the A's. I know nothing about him. I haven't looked him up, but it's his first start in the major leagues, I believe. And then Ryan Nelson, who's just been an absolute stud lately. Like last month or two, he has really changed it around. And that K rate just keeps going up and up. Obviously, his overall numbers don't look great still, but he's looked good. going up against the lefty Kyle Harrison down there by the Bay. What do you say in San Francisco? So, anyways, that's what we got for the full pitcher report for today. And now it's time for the best bets. All right, this first bet takes us out to Wrigley Field where the Cubbies are hosting the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pirates on the money line minus 120, Cubs on the money line plus 100 with a total of only 6.5 runs. Paul Skeens is pitching. You probably already think I'm going there, but I am not. I'm actually kind of fading him. So here we go. My best bet is the Cubs team total over 2.5 runs at minus 135 on ESPN Bet. Now, this is not out on many other books. Bet365 has it at 2.5 at like minus 165. DK shows that it's going to be 2.5, but they don't have any odds for it. So this is where we're at least right now. This is a 1-unit play for me. This is a crazy low number to me for an offense that has been absolutely scorching hot lately. If you don't know, they have been rolling. In the last, they've gone over this line in 9 of the last 10. Always good to see that. 2.5 is a low line. But Cubs offense in the last 3 weeks versus righties, guys. The number 2 best offense in the MLB in WRC plus 133 with 100 being average. Arizona is the only better offense. That's an overall way of telling how well you create runs. That's weighted runs created. 4th best ISO power, 5th best batting average, 2nd best on base percentage, 2nd highest walk rate, the 5th lowest strikeout rate. And then they got some guys that are just hitting the ball well individually, obviously. That's how that works. You have to hit well individually first. Ian Happ hitting 345 the last 15 days. Seiya Suzuki, 358 the last 15. Nico Horner, 306. Dansby Swanson, 298. Some of these guys are middle to below or to bottom of the order guys, and they're hitting the ball well. This is a team effort right now. And the right-handed pitchers have a combined ERA over 6 versus the Cubs in the last 3 weeks. Also, this is crazy to me. This is going to be the 4th time the Cubs have seen Paul Skeens. The 4th time. They're not going to be fooled. And the last time they did pretty well. So in the 3 other matchups versus Paul Skeens, they scored 3, 0, and 3 runs off of just him. That's just him, obviously. I have 9 innings to get 3 runs. In the last start for Skeens against the Cubs, he had 6 Ks. That's not a ton for Mr. Skeens. And that obviously, none of these runs scored to count the bullpen as well. And that bullpen is absolutely horrendous. I mean, it is just hot garbage. 5.21 ERA, which is the 3rd worst bullpen ERA since the All-Star break, and the 5th worst xFIP, a predictive number for telling how well you're doing. And here's the big deal, guys. The Cubs should get around 4 to 5 innings against this terrible bullpen. Why, you ask? Stop. Thanks for asking. But really, Skeens is on a pitch count. You guys probably already know this. So I'm expecting like 75 to 80 pitches. No one knows for sure. But you've seen his pitch count go lower and lower. They are trying to limit how many pitches he's thrown. The Pirates are out of the race. They're horrendous. They're not going to try to force him out there. So now here's the deal. We're getting a 2.5 team total for a top 3 offense in the major leagues lately versus righties. Just absolutely scorching hot from up and down their lineup versus a starting pitcher they have already seen 3 times. They have already scored 3 runs off of just him in 2 of those 3 starts, and you get a terrible bullpen behind it. I'm not sure what this line is even doing playable at 2.5, but I'm going to jump on it. So give me the Cubbies team total over 2.5 as my first best bet. All right, my second best bet and final one for this video, more plays added tomorrow, takes us out to Miami, Florida, where the Marlins host the Washington Nationals in just a barn burner of a game. Marlins moneyline minus 112, Nats moneyline minus 108 with a total of 8.5 runs. I'm taking a player prop. Give me Max Meyer under 4.5 Ks at minus 105 on DraftKings. This is a half unit play for me because, well, under 4.5 is scary. Let's just face it. But Meyer is coming off a start where he had 6 strikeouts. It was against the Rockies. That does not count. I think that means we get a good number here. Good sell high spot for him. And Meyer's stuff just flat out isn't very good. Not counting that Rockies start because they're awful. He only got 4 whiffs against the Cubs, 7 whiffs against the Mets, 6 versus the Padres, and 6 versus the Reds. That is not good, guys. You are not fooling many hitters. And by the way, the 6 versus the Reds do actually like to swing and miss. I mean, it's kind of one of their hobbies as well. So now let me show you some more reasons why I love this bet. Let's check out Outlier. Pull that up. Obviously, click that link below. You got to do yourself a favor here and click that link because we got NFL coming up, MLB. This is a one-stop shop for all your research help. Go start the free trial and just play around with it and see if you like it. But anyways, Meyer has only made 10 starts so far this season. As you can tell, he is under this in 7 of those 10 starts. But the 3 overs was the Atlanta Braves twice and the Colorado Rockies in his last start. Those are 2 very high strikeout teams, especially when he faced them. And so when he faces all the other teams that aren't super high K teams, he goes under this line, as you can see right there. So this tells me he's just not fooling many batters, obviously, especially with all the whiffs he's not getting, like we talked about. Fastball sits around 94. This guy is nothing special. But let's go over to the home starts now and see how he's doing there out of these 10 starts. You just toggle over there and you go to home right there. And then you can see 5 of those 10 starts have been at home, and he's gone under in 4 of those 5, with that one over being against that Atlanta Braves team that strikes out a lot. Now, let's go check out the Nats lineup that he is facing, and this is just wild to me. So over there on the right, you got Nats. We clicked on versus right-handed pitching. Only 2 freaking players have a K rate over 21.4% on this team. That is absolutely insane. 21.4 is, I mean, it's right around average. It's just crazy. Joey Gallo's one of them. He's not an everyday player, and I could strike out Joey Gallo 6 out of 10 times, with 4 being bombs, because that's just what he does. And the other one is rookie James Wood, shown some good things, but he is the one strikeout target, obviously, as you can see there. But it's just really tough. Not a lot of good targets in this lineup. And now let's go see how hard of a matchup this truly is for Mr. Meyer. The Nats last 30 days versus righties, guys, and this isn't just last 30. They've been good all season. They have the second lowest. That's right. You see the number 2 right there, last under K percentage. That means they have the second lowest K rate versus righties in the entire major leagues at only 17.6%. So obviously, this is one of the tougher matchups that you can have in the league. One of the toughest matchups he'll have. I know he faced the Padres earlier and went under this line. They're pretty similar to the Nats. But also, last little tidbit, 12 of the last 17 righties have gone under this 4.5 line against the Nats. That's wild to me, because 4.5 is ridiculously low already. So that just shows you the Nats know how to put the bat on the ball. Max Meyer, I don't love his stuff. So good sell high spot here. Give me Mr. Meyer to go under 4.5 Ks for the 8th time in 11 starts for a half unit as my second best bet. But of course, we're not done yet. Let's go check out the hitter parlay ideas. All right, we got 3 of these for you today. I'm going to try to find you some winners. Obviously, I'm not just going to give you the most obvious ones all the time, but first one, Jose Ramirez of the Guardians. He has a ridiculous 12 for 25 off of Brady Singer with 5 dongs. That's right. I mean, you saw it earlier already on the good hitter matchups. He has 1+ hit in 8 of his last 10 starts. And speaking of Brady Singer, who he's facing, he really struggles versus lefties. His splits are absolutely insane. He has given up this year a 302 average and a 495 slugging to lefties. That's compared to what he does against righties, which is a 195 average and 279 slugging versus righties. It's just absolutely crazy. So obviously, I love the matchup. He hits them well. Singer struggles with lefties. I like Ramirez. Second one, JJ Bleday of the A's. Obviously, you could take Lawrence Butler. He's one of the hottest hitters on planet Earth. But Bleday, 3 for 7 off Castillo. And Castillo's another guy who struggles versus lefties. He's given up a 280 average and a 507 slugging to lefties. JJ Bleday is a lefty, by the way, if you don't know that. And he only is given up a 200 average, 323 slugging to righties. Bleday also hitting 391 in the last 7 days, just smoking hot. 1+ hit in 7 of his last 9 games. Now, the third and final one, Goldie. That's right. Gold member Goldschmidt. He is the hottest hitter in the league. It's about damn time, that's for sure. But he is hitting 556 in the last 7 days on a 9-game hitting streak. And in his last 6 games, it's kind of weird. He's alternated between 1 and 3 hits. 1-3, 1-3, last 6 games. I don't know what that really tells you. It just shows you he's having quite a few 3-hit games right now. And he's facing a very hittable pitcher in Aaron Civale, giving up 9 hits per 9 innings. Goldie is 1 for 3 off him. Doesn't really tell you much. Small sample size. This is just riding the hottest bat there is in the majors the last 7 days. So those are my 3 hitter parlay ideas, my 2 best bets, and all the research help. Thank you guys for watching, but of course we're not done. Let's go check out the recap. All right, those are the 2 best bets so far. We got the 1 unit play Cubs team total over 2.5 runs at -135 on ESPN Bet, and then the half unit play Max Oscar Mayer Wiener of the Marlins under 4.5 Ks at -105. That is my half unit play. Again, any added plays will be in the pinned comments below on X and on Discord, which is free. Come join us. We have a ton of fun every single day. That link is in the description below. But thank you guys for watching. Again, only a couple days till NFL season. We are excited to drop some videos, but hope everyone has a great Tuesday, and we'll talk to you soon.